Please, let's quiet down a little bit, and we're going to hear from General Masiello, who's going to tell us a few things, but I'd like to properly introduce General Masiello to everyone in this room. You have his biography, but I'm going to highlight a few things up on the screen here. You could see he started in the military academy back in 1981, 1981, La Scuola di Militario, and you could see the long list of education he went through, whether it was in Parigi, Paris, or airborne. We know he was a paratrooper. But as you'll see, the next slide is really what it's all about. Because General Masiello is not a guy that likes to sit in a chair. As you all know in this room, he jumps out of planes. So this slide is very important because this is his operational deployments. As you could see, Kurdistan, Somalia, Bosnia, Lebanon, Afghanistan. Some really, really dangerous places in this world that General Masiello was operationally assigned to. You could see here's a good shot of General Masiello in a more active role. The next slide, as you'll see, talks about most of his qualifications: jump master, parachute course, all different courses he's taken because he's a guy that jumps out of planes. He's the real deal. He's a real soldier. Un vero soldato. General Masiello also knows how to do important things. Not only is he out in the field, he's also dealing with our NATO partners and dealing with the European Union and America. Standing next to him up on the stage, we have a one-star brigadier general, General Paolo Shimone, who is the military attaché, who is kind of the voice of General Shimone. General Shimone serves as General Masiello's voice in the United States and Canada. So General Masiello's got these voices throughout the world because he's trying to keep an eye on things all over the world, again, per pace, to keep the peace. But he only keeps the peace not only through the diplomacy you see up on this screen, but also, as we saw on the previous screen right here, because here's a guy that is fully trained, fully prepared, and ready to go to war. As you know, he's been in Afghanistan, Somalia, and many other places. This long list, which is featured in your program, are some of the numerous awards. You see the ribbons on his blouse that he's wearing right now. Everything from the Italian silver medal, numerous silver medals, the Legion d'Honneur of France. The only other person I know in this room who often is here is our own Jake Russer, who's a 101-year-old World War II vet that would have that same honor that this general has standing next to me. General. So without further ado, noting that we have so many luminaries in this room, we have, again, senators from Canada, senators from Italy, Congressman Amato Berardi, the deputy. We have Senator Fumo, Congressman Kurt Weldon, many judges, Judge Garcia, Judge Gerasi, Judge DeCicco, Judge Furlong, Larry Farnese. We have many, many luminaries in this room. Dr. Giordano, Joe Del Rosso. We have luminaries from the Philadelphia Police Department here. Staff Inspector Bologna right there. Captain Palumbo, Captain LaSalle. And I briefly mentioned Captain LaSalle and Staff Inspector Bologna because not only do we have the Italian Air Force here, who I put up for when we did the Italian national anthem, our tricolore. And there's the general on his visit to Philadelphia of the tricolore out front of the Union League. That's our team. We had Sean, Ian, Andre, and John help make sure the general's trip went flawless. Incredible logistics to make this come and happen. The general has many friends that are seating at the table right next to me here, his honored guests. Grazie per arrivata per generale. The generale also, if you notice around the room, the troopers that came in. He visited First City Troop and got a tour of their museum and got to meet some very important distinguished members, including Colonel Jack Termaccio, who was a paratrooper and presented the General Folieri, the bag of the paratroopers of Italy. The general got a beautiful presentation from First City Troop. He had a beautiful dinner. We have A.J. Mattia from AMC Corporation, as long as Ernie Denofa, Attorney Max Tomasiello, Leo Holt from Holt Logistics, the port, which the general will be visiting shortly today. again along with Deputato Amato Berardi. We had a beautiful dinner there. And of course, you may have seen the Alfa Romeo parked out front. Grazie Leo Holt per questo Alfa Romeo. Fantastico macchina. Very beautiful car. Thank you to Leo Holt. But I mentioned Rocky LaSalle is seated back there. Captain LaSalle and Inspector Bologna, Staff Inspector Bologna. That's the general last night flying over Philadelphia. So if you saw a helicopter flying over the city last night, that was the general and his wife. Fantastico notte, no? Bellissima. There's the general, and if you look at his cell phone right there, in his cell phone is Center City, Philadelphia. I thought it was a great shot. He's there with Center City on his phone, flew over the city of Philadelphia, got to see this entire city, every inch of it, okay? Including Tarsdale Golf Club from about a few hundred feet. We're here because that is Esercito d'Italia. That's the Italian word for army. You may notice there's a few people from the Navy here, and even Marines. I know Ian Lichterman, Marines. Captain John Jack Ryan, seated back there, Philadelphia Police Department, Marines. We also have Navy. Claudia's from the Italian Navy. And she's here with an entire contingent from the Italian Navy. Because in Philadelphia, we have a base at Oxford Circle that has a whole contingent of the Italian Navy working every single day here. We have a whole contingent. She's the commander of that unit. But as the general reminds me every day, and even during lunch, and we do the same thing here at the Union League, it's not the Navy, it's go Army, right, General? It's go Army, okay? Go Army, beat Navy, right, General? Okay? So without further ado, I would like to present General Masiello to say a few remarks. General Masiello, por favore.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks, Scott. Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, let me greet President Robert Cavalier. My greeting also to Mr. Frank Giordano. I'm really honored to be here with you in this beautiful historic home of the Union League of Philadelphia. I extend my warmest greetings to all the distinguished members of the Union, an institution that has stood as a beacon of civic virtue and national dedication for over 160 years. Thanks for your kind invitation and for the important award that fills me up with pride. Let me give a special thanks to Amato Berardi for his friendship, his brotherhood, and for his unwavering support to the relations between Italy and United States of America. Thanks, Amato. I also acknowledge the presence of distinguished guests, military representatives, and all those gathered here today. Your presence honors the enduring bonds between the Italian Army and the armed forces of the United States of America. Bonds forged in shared sacrifice and renewed each day through our common commitment to the defense of freedom and democratic values. Please allow me to greet my friends that came from Italy to be with me today, Mr. Ettore Sansavini, Ms. Lucia Magnani, Giuseppe, Alessandro Rosella, Roberto Mangiusi. Thanks for being with me today. Please allow me to express deep gratitude of the Italian Army that I represent to the Union League of Philadelphia. Since its founding in 1862, your league has been a living expression of the principle that sustain free nations: love of country, devotion to the rule of law, and the courage to stand for what is right. Your motto, Amor Patriae Ducit, love of country leads, resonates deeply with us. In the Italian Army, we understand that service is not merely duty written in regulation. It's a calling that comes from the heart. The sacrifice of those fallen during the Civil War represent one of the most extraordinary chapters in the history of the United States. When Philadelphia was torn between the loyalty to the Union and economic ties to the South, you stood firm. You raised troops. You provided material support. You supported President Lincoln when such support was far from popular. The struggle for the Union and the sacrifice were a testament to values that extend beyond time and borders. Values that our two countries share. I would like to quote President Trump. United States and Italy share a special bond rooted in the timeless values of faith, family, and freedom. And those who attended the NIAF evening 2 days ago witnessed these special bonds. Values that bind our armies today: loyalty to nation and oath, courage in adversity, discipline and dedication to duty, respect for human dignity, honor, which in its fullest form demands sacrifice. Since the Second World War, Italian and American soldiers have served side by side, defending and promoting universal principles of freedom, justice, and peace. Somalia, Iraq, Afghanistan, and current operation in the Balkans and Eastern Europe, to name just a few examples. Today, this foundation of shared values underlies the deep relationships between our armies, based on training, operational cooperation, and a common vision how to face modern warfare and future challenges. A shared vision about the environment we are in today represents our best insurance for our future. We all understand how dangerous the times we live in have become. If we look at the news, we see violence in every side of the world. In such an environment, states, unfortunately, do not defend themselves by putting flowers in the cannon, but with well-prepared armed forces. Security is not a given. Security is the result of hard training, cooperation, and readiness. Without security, there is no freedom. Without freedom, there is no peace, there is no future. Our role as military demands that we rapidly change and our troops be ready for action and able to do so together, because no single nation can address the full spectrum of threats alone. Ladies and gentlemen, as I conclude, I would like to express once again my gratitude. On behalf of the Italian Army, I express my deepest thanks to the Union League. Gratitude for your support, your example of civic engagement and patriotic service. Gratitude for the partnership between our nations. Your institution reminds us that service is not a burden, but a privilege. It's the calling of those who understand that freedom is never free, that democracy must be defended, and that our children's future depends on the choice we make today. We should never forget that. As our Prime Minister of Italy, Honorable Meloni, reminds us last night, we, US and Italy, are not only allies, but we are the pillars of the free world. May the bonds of our armies, our countries and armies, continue to grow stronger. May our soldiers continue to train and serve together in the defense of freedom. And may the Union League of Philadelphia continue to exemplify the best of American civic virtue and patriotic dedication. My most sincere, deepest feelings go to those who sacrifice themselves in the line of service for their country, whose sense of duty shines brightly as an example of the highest form of selfless commitment and military values to which we dedicate our lives. Finally, let me dedicate this award to my soldiers and to my family. To my soldiers, not only the ones I commend today, but also and especially to the thousands I served with during my career. It's only thanks to their service, sacrifice, and sense of duty that today I stand as Chief of the Italian Army. 44 years ago, I chose the profession of arms because I wanted to be a soldier. I want to be a soldier among soldiers. And God has given me the gift to live the life I wanted to live. My eyes are full of memories. Rain, dust, sand, fatigue, pain, cold, hot, tears, smiles. Always sharing with the best men and women I could meet in my life. To my family, and especially to my wife Federica, my guardian angel, today with me in this unique event that has ensured the silence, the distance, the loneliness of never-ending day and nights. Thanks, my love. Grazie, amore mio. God bless the Union League of Philadelphia. God bless Italy and United States of America. Thank you all.
Aspetta un attimo, Presidente. Grazie, Generale. Fantastico. Grazie. Stupendo, stupendo. At this time, I call upon President Bob Cavalier to present the Union League Bowl. President Cavalier.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Scott. And as many of you may know, and you saw the presentation that was just shown to us, this event is made possible. The General and Federica had such a wonderful experience here because of the efforts and the commitment of Scott Sigmund. So thank you, Scott, for making this happen. And I am truly honored to be up here today to say a few words to the General Masiello. We're so grateful that you were here, and your remarks were really inspiring to us and made us reflect on the fact that we truly are, as your Prime Minister said, the pillars of democracy. And we are so blessed to be able to partner with you and preserve the freedoms and the virtues of our great nations. We are aligned together, and forever we are your partner. Our doors are always open for you. We do hope you come back and visit us. And I'm so proud of the experience that you've had in the United States and the remarks that your Prime Minister Maloney has shared with us and the remarks and the relationship that she has with President Trump. And we really are on a great path to forge together to lead the world in democracy and freedom. So thank you for all you've done for us. And as you mentioned, the Union League of Philadelphia since 1862 has served as an institution for freedom, for democracy. And we were solely formed to support the principles of the Declaration and Abraham Lincoln. And it's a big time around here right now with America 250 coming up. But no institution did more than the Union League of Philadelphia to preserve those principles of our freedom. It's most fitting that you're here today. And as a token of our appreciation and admiration for all of your service, for all of your leadership, which is ongoing, we'd like to present you with our Union League Bowl. And our Union League Bowl has been given on some occasions, rare occasions, who uphold the principles that we share together. And this was designed initially by the Wanamaker Company, and the award has been provided since the time of our founding to many, many great leaders such as yourself. So please accept this award as a token of our appreciation.
At this time, we have a few other awards we'd like to present to the General. I would like to call up Robert Carullo, the Honorable Congressman Kurt Weldon. Please, if you wouldn't mind coming up.
You want me to go first, or you going to go? Good afternoon. It's a pleasure to be here. Congressman Weldon is going to talk about SMART. He founded that in 1999. I was a loan executive from NavAir for 1 year, 27 years ago, and we're still at it. We have one member for an executive board, Rob Mazuka from New Jersey, Gordy from Delaware, A.J. Mattia from Pennsylvania, and Mark Lentker from Maryland. We'll be around to talk about what we do afterwards. Congressman Weldon.
Thank you, Bob. And General, it's an honor to be here with you. And when I told my partner in Washington I was coming today, he said, make sure you mention to the General that I send my personal regards. My partner and best friend is Federal Judge Eugene Sullivan, West Point graduate, Army Ranger Hall of Fame, paratrooper. General Sullivan was the chief counsel for the Air Force, served in the Army his whole career up until that position in the Air Force, and he was appointed by Ronald Reagan to be the oversight judge for the entire Pentagon. So Judge Sullivan is extremely honored that you're here in America and in Pennsylvania, and he wishes he could be here with you to honor the leadership that you provided to your country and the world. Let me give you the backstory, folks. I served in Congress for 20 years on the Armed Services Committee, moving up to become vice chairman. Back in the 1990s, we weren't too happy. We had lost the Philadelphia Navy Yard. We had lost the shipyard in Chester. Our defense industry was suffering. Boeing was threatening to close. We didn't know what to do. I was a young member on the Armed Services Committee, and I met this young Italian elected official who I really didn't know. His name was Amato Berardi. I didn't even realize that Italy had elected members of their parliament who actually live outside of Italy. Amato Berardi was representing all of North America. We became friends. And I said to Amato, we've got to do some things to change the economic landscape of the region. And he joined me in the effort that I'm going to outline briefly today that you all are benefiting from over the past 30 years. We couldn't turn the decision on the Navy Yard. When you decrease our Navy from 600 ships to 310 ships, you cannot keep 8 public shipyards afloat. It doesn't work. What could we do? We focused on what we did best there, NAVSES, which is still there, and Propeller Shop, still there. But we said we got to do more. And we said, well, maybe we should reach out and partner with some of our allies. And Amato suggested Italy. So I went with Amato to Italy. I met with the members of the Italian Parliament. In fact, I set up a conference in Portofino, hosted by your defense minister, and I brought Jeff Hoon from Britain, who was the British defense minister, and I brought a delegation from America. We spent 1 week in Portofino focusing on how we as 3 countries could come together to support our common efforts. At that trip, I met a man named Per Guargalini. Per Guargalini, who's now, I believe, 88 years old, was the CEO of a company called Finmeccanica. And I said, Mr. Guargalini, maybe you should look at having a presence in the Philadelphia region, and we can work together. Why, Congressman? Well, there's already some action there. You've got a company up in the Northeast that you don't own, but it would be a likely company for you to add. And you've got Fincantieri, one of the best shipbuilders in the world. So let's talk. And we did. Working together, Finmeccanica came to Philadelphia. And today, 1,200 jobs are less than 30 minutes from here in the plant at the Northeast Philadelphia Airport called Leonardo. Would the CEO of Leonardo please stand? Our Marine friend. So Leonardo brought 1,200 jobs. Fincantieri came. We started the Smart Region. What is a Smart Region? Strengthening the Mid-Atlantic region through technology. We linked together 4 states, Delaware, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Maryland. 41 members of Congress, 8 senators. I got them all to join, every one. We became the most powerful force in Washington, more powerful than the Research Triangle, more powerful than California. That 49-member delegation is what became SMART. Bob Carrillo was a young official working for the Navy, and Bob said, I want to work for SMART. He became the executive director and keeps that position to this day. SMART's job is to bring technology here. If you have a chance, if you haven't done it lately, drive down to the Navy Yard. You won't recognize it. You'll see building after building, company after company, all new technology, all brought in. But more importantly, you'll see the beginning of the commitment that we reached out to with our friends in Italy. Now, Amato also asked me to go over to L'Aquila after Italy suffered one of its worst earthquakes. As a firefighter and leader of the Fire Caucus, with 370 members of Congress joining me, I went over and spent a week in L'Aquila. I met with the leader of your polizia and your military.
Thank you, Congressman.
And we spent a week.
We have to, unfortunately, we have to.
We spent a week helping the Italian people recover from L'Aquila, and in 2026, we will announce a $1.5 billion program for firefighters and EMS worldwide. Fantastic. General, thank you for your support.
Just taking directions from what they're doing. No, aspetti un attimo, aspetti un attimo. At this point, we would like to call Captain Lou Cavalieri and Massimo Recchi to the stand, please. To the stage, please. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I give you greetings from the Navy Yard in Philadelphia. And as Congressman Weldon just explained, there's a lot of building going on there. And the organization that I represent, which is the Chapel of Four Chaplains, is completely surrounded now by new apartments. So, General, if you decide to retire in Philadelphia, you can come live in the Navy Yard. We have a saying. It's viva esercito. Sempre, sì. But we also have another saying, Forza Marinaio, go Navy. Sorry. I'm here today to induct the General into the Legion of Honor of the Chapel of Four Chaplains. If you don't know about the Chapel of Four Chaplains, come down to the Navy Yard and see us. We are a veteran service organization. We are serving veterans and their families right now who are in need. And believe me, there are a lot of veterans in need at the moment. But we also commemorate the sacrifice of the four chaplains, which on a ship during World War II, there were four chaplains, one Catholic, two Protestant, one Jewish rabbi, who went down with a ship called the Dorchester. It was sunk in the North Atlantic in 1943 with a heavy loss of life. Over 672 went down with the ship, including the four chaplains. But before the four chaplains went down with the ship, they gave up their life jackets to four GIs who survived. And because of that tremendous act of selfless service, Truman came to Philadelphia in 1951 and dedicated the Chapel of Four Chaplains, which still is standing at Temple University, but now our headquarters are in the Philadelphia Navy Yard at the chapel. And it is there that we conduct all of our programs, one of which is the Legion of Honor. So, General, as a son of Italian immigrants, it gives me great pleasure to present to you and to induct you into our Legion of Honor and to present you with our medallion. Thank you so much for your selfless service.
Generale Masiello, buongiorno. I'm the president of Italian Navy Veterans in Philadelphia, Gruppo Giovanni Caboto. I have the honor to present you the medal we made for all the group in the United States, Philadelphia, Boston, New York, and North New Jersey. And also, more important for us, we made a monument of Lost at Sea Memorial at the Chapel for Chaplain inside the Navy Yard. This anchor, 1 ton, 7 feet tall, was brought in the United States from the Amerigo Vespucci ship.
Thank you. Grazie. Thank you very much. Grazie.
Amato Sanita, on behalf of the Sons and Daughters of Italy of Pennsylvania. Amato Sanita and Joe D'Orazio for the Sons and Daughters of Italy. Joe? Amato? Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for the inspiration, General. It's an honor to be here. Can I have everyone from the Custodius Patches 2085 Lodges stand up for a moment? So we are all here on behalf of the Grand Lodge of Pennsylvania, Sons and Daughters of Italy. It's the largest Italian fraternal organization in the Commonwealth. This is the 12th time we've given our civic award in over approximately 103 years. So today, I want to give our civic award, which was selected by our members throughout the state, almost 90,000 people. And this is going to General Masiello. And I'm just going to read it from the Grand Lodge of Pennsylvania, presented to General Masiello, in appreciation of your honor, courage, and professionalism in supporting ties to our true Italian heritage. Ti salutiamo, Grand Lodge of Pennsylvania, Sons and Daughters of Italy. Thank you.
Next, I call Mark Palmer and Staff Inspector Joe Bologna on behalf of Custodius Pacis, the Italian police organization of Philadelphia, and Chief Staff Inspector Bologna.
General, it's our honor to be here today with you. We have 2 challenge coins for you, one from Custodius Pacis and one from the Philadelphia Police Department.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, and we also have a little care package for you from Custodius Pacis for you and your lovely wife.
Thank you very much.
Finally, we call upon forensic fraud examiner John Capizzi, who very generously brought the Knights of Columbus here. John Capizzi, he also served in Iraq, former police officer himself. John Capizzi.
Thank you. Here come my knights. I'd like to welcome Knights of Columbus, these men of the 4th degree, which is the patriotic degree of the Knights of Columbus. They typically come out on distinguished service for members of the church and dignitaries. My men, the Knights of Columbus, who are here today. Sir Knights, thank you for your duty today. Present swords, please. And I believe we have Judge Glenn to sing Ave Maria.
I don't think Judge Lynn could
He's not?
make it.
Okay. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Unfortunately, Judge Lynn wasn't feeling well and couldn't make it. The last person to come up will be Deputato Mato Berardi, and then we will end with the benediction from our father here. Okay? Mato Berardi, por favore.
as we say in Italian, buon pomeriggio. And for your English-speaking friends, I got to apologize. I have my broken English. And because of my broken English, I met with the late Secretary Kissinger many times. And he says to me, Amato, what do you do in Pennsylvania? I said, Doctor, I teach. Where you teach? I teach at the University of Pennsylvania. That's a great, great institution. But where you teach there? Doctor, I teach broken English. It's my honor and my privilege to be here. And we have the honor of our great General Carmine Masiello, which we had a few meetings in Rome. I had the privilege to be in his office, along with our friends, Roberto Angeloni and Generale Alessandro, here from Italy. General, we'll start with you. We have for you the coin from President Trump, and it reads, the White House, I don't have my glasses here, but it's a special coin that he would like to present to you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
We have another small presentation, and I ask my colleagues, Gianbo Claudio D'Amico and Simone Billy, to come up. It is my honor, along with my colleagues, Claudio and Simone. Claudio came from Venice, and if ever one of you go to Venice, the best thing about Claudio, his wife is the executive director at St. Regis Hotel. And Simone from Florence. They're both in the Camera dei Deputati. So my honor to give our host here today, the President Cavalieri, a medal from the Parliament of Italy, bipartisan by all of them, and would like to give to President Cavalieri, with the hope he's going to come and visit the Parliament and the Senate and have lunch. Not as great as the Union League, but we try our best.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
And
Thank you.
General,
Thank you.
you share some with our President, both from Naples, Italy.
That's very true. Thank you.
Stay here. I'd like to give this book, which is also, it shows heroes of Italy, among them many congressmen and senators that made the book. And I'd like to give one real great friend, always open to the Italian cause, the Italian community, Mr. Union League, Frank Giordano. And it reads, the book of the hero. You're one of those. Thank you. Thank you. I don't want to take a lot of time to recognize everybody, but among us, we have two great mayors from Ben Salem, Pennsylvania, Mayor Joe DiGirolamo. 36 years of serving, and he's going to get reelected for another 4 years. And the mayor is 88 years old, young. And then we have the mayor of Banner, New Jersey, our friend Anthony Fudgeon. Anthony, I would like to go on and on, but we are very limited with our time. As you know, what we consume here today, a lot of it is made in Italy. And thanks to the first president of the Union League, Dan DeLella, and the second president, and we had also Bob Cavaliere and Greg Montanaro. But what I'm saying is, the Trump administration imposed 107% on pasta, not to mention other product, the prosciutto, the wine, and everything else. We were successful to lobby in 2020. We were the only country that made an exception. We're going to try to do the same thing now, because not only it's going to cost you more, but people that own restaurants, they own supermarkets, they got to increase their price. And then what they do, they got to lay off people. And then the government's got to pay the unemployment. So if anybody want to join me in this effort, I would greatly appreciate it. We're going to have a meeting with the Commerce of a Secretary of Commerce, and then eventually with President Trump. So please, anybody want to join in this effort, I will be honored. And I would say is God bless America, God bless Italia, and viva il popolo. General, we have our dear friend Mattia family, Sandra, AJ. They have a special for you because when Jay came to see you, and he mentioned he was going to give you a 155 force. Yeah, it's there. And, oh, right here, please. Made by Action Manufacturing, the only manufacturer left in the Northeast United States, which they make this when you launch it from aircraft and from la nave, the ship. So,
Thank you.
what he said, he delivered. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you to the Mattia family. Thank you. Thank you. But I gotta say this, without Scott organizing, lobbying, and our friend Massimiliano Masiello, and many of you here that collaborated to make this happen, thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Father, we're going to close with the benediction and then pranzo finito. Grazie per tutto per questo fantastico pranzo. Father? Per favore, sì.
We stay, we go.
You can go.
Okay, I'm very happy to be here. And I said at the table that this is the most most elegant, composed meeting of multicultural, multilingual, positions in society and so on. I feel honored. May Almighty God bless you, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Go in peace.
Grazie.
Thank you.
Buona giornata, grazie per tutti. Ciao.